Wait. Before you take that step of making that decision going for a hair transplant, you need to listen to this. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the do's and don'ts of hair transplant. Now, if this is you, you're planning to go for a hair transplant and you're wondering, what is it that I can and cannot do before I actually make that decision? This video is for you. If you're coming across this video for the first time, my name is Dr. Chief. I'm a hair transplant surgeon. I'm a hair loss coach. I've helped thousands of my clients regain confidence through hair regrowth and hair transplant. So if this is you, you're trying to make a decision, I don't want you to regret the decision before you go for a hair transplant. So I need you to sit right here with us and watch this video to the end. I cannot even tell you how many people come for a hair and scalp evaluation before they make that decision of getting a hair transplant. I have to list these do's and don'ts for them. I really don't want people making a rushed decision when it comes to hair transplant, because guess what? You can actually regret it if you don't take your time and make that decision when it comes to hair transplant. So as a hair transplant surgeon, here are my 5 do's and don'ts when it comes to hair transplant before actually making that decision. So here goes my number 1. I will personally do my research before I go to any hair transplant surgeon. You go to ishrs.org and look for a hair transplant surgeon close to you. So I will not go blindly and just pick any hair transplant surgeon. I will do my research. And one thing I would never do is to go for the hype, fall for the hype of the cheap price of the clinic or the machine. Don't fall for it. And I recommend do your research. 2, I will personally set a realistic expectation for myself. What do I mean by that? When you're actually trying to make the decision to get a hair transplant, you have to understand that the process takes time. Right from when you make the decision to the actual procedure, then after the procedure, you need to know the stages, the moods you're going to be in. And if you don't know what moods you're going to be in, please watch my video on YouTube. I talk about all that in my videos. So I will set realistic expectation for myself, making sure that I understand that this is going to be a waiting game. I actually need a lot of patience when we're talking about hair transplant. So one thing I will never do is to rush my results. So once you set a realistic expectation, you already know what type of hair loss you have, what stage of hair loss you're in, and what type of hair transplant, and how many sessions of hair transplant you need to achieve the volume of hair you need. You have to be patient. See, you need patience. You cannot rush your results. So if you understand that, I recommend don't rush your result. Just you need patience. So I will never rush my results. So number 3, I will always do as instructed by my hair transplant surgeon. What do I mean by that? You have to read your pre-op instructions, and sometimes you might be told not to smoke 1 week before your hair transplant. Did you think about that? No, but it's found in your pre-op instructions. So if you're someone that will find it difficult to stop smoking a week before the hair transplant, you might find that part hard for you. But this is a discussion you need to have with your hair transplant surgeon. But one thing I will never do is go against the recommendations as instructed by my hair transplant surgeon. So let's stop right here. So if you're dealing with hair loss and you don't even know if you're a candidate for a hair transplant, or you've read so much online, or you've watched all my videos and you're still trying to make the decision, stop right here. Make that appointment. We offer free virtual appointments. Someone from my team will get in touch with you and talk to you, and we're going to formulate a good treatment plan for you, and we go from there. But now, if you know someone else that's dealing with hair loss and they've been talking about it, telling you every time, oh, I don't like my hair, I'm dealing with hair loss, what do I need to do? Send them this video, or you make the appointment for them. And I promise you, they're going to thank you for the rest of their lives. Number 4, I will start my treatment, hair loss treatments early, even before I go for a hair transplant. What do you mean by that? You might need to be on medical therapy before your hair transplant. You might need to be on other treatments before your hair transplant. So if you're the one and you've been recommended, or they've told you that you might need other treatment before you go for a hair transplant, it's time to think about it. I will never wait till it's too late before I start other treatments before I go for a hair transplant. Because I've seen people, they think the hair transplant will correct all the hair loss. No, because guess what? While the transplanted area will survive and make it and last for a long time, you still have other native hair that you need to take care of. So you don't want that hair loss to keep being progressive. So you need to make sure you're on other treatments that's going to control your hair loss. So here's my number 5. I will make sure that I plan for my actual hair transplant surgery day. You know, I've talked about so much about hair transplant. Talk about medication. Talk about if you're diabetic, what you need to do, especially if you're going for hair transplant, what clothes to put on the day of hair transplant. You need to get a designated driver. You know, I also have talked about post-operative or aftercare instruction, especially the first 24 hours. So if you're trying to make the decision and you need to know all these parts, I don't want you to go for your hair transplant blindly. And after the hair transplant, you're like, oh, nobody told me this part. That is why you need to watch these videos and will send it to someone that you love that's about to go for a hair transplant. Or still send it to someone that's trying to make the decision so that they will be aware of what is going to happen before, during, and after a hair transplant. So in summary of what I've said, my 5 do's and don'ts as a hair transplant surgeon is 1, do your research and don't go for the hype. 2, you need to set a realistic expectation and don't rush your results. 3, do all you can to follow your instructions as listed on your pre-op and post-op instructions. 4, do all you can to start your hair loss treatment as early as you can because you don't want to wait till it's advanced, and don't wait till it's too late. And finally, number 5, do all you can to know what to expect on the day of your hair transplant procedure, after your hair transplant procedure, and how to integrate back into your normal routine. And if you've loved this video or you're dealing with hair loss and you don't know what to do, I need you to make an appointment with us at Havila Hair Restoration. We offer free virtual appointments. Or if you know someone that's dealing with hair loss and they've been bugging you and disturbing you about their hair loss, send them this video. It might actually change your life. If you want to watch more of my videos, you go to YouTube. YouTube name is Dr. Echefo. I'm sure you're going to enjoy my videos because I teach you what no other person will teach you. That is the simple tips and tricks on what to do before making that decision. Even after you take that step, I teach you what you need to do. So till next time, bye-bye.